The deadline for taxes is just a month away, April 15th, and those who trade crypto might realize taxes can get a little complicated. Here to talk about the filing process and what's new from the IRS is Grayson Milbourne. He's a security intelligence director at Webroot. Good morning, Grayson.
Good morning, Natasha.
So first, for people who might not know, what is cryptocurrency?
Yeah, well, I guess there's a couple of things to know about cryptocurrency. And the first is that it's a digital currency, so there's no coins or actual paper money. But cryptocurrency introduces two really innovative technologies. And one of those is blockchain, which is basically a public ledger that allows you to track every transaction that takes place. So as opposed to maybe your bank and you send a check to somebody else, they verify that bank and that your funds are there and then they update their ledger. Cryptocurrencies have a public ledger in most cases. The other thing to know is that they're a decentralized currency, meaning that it's not tied to any nation state. It's more of like a global currency.
And if you're making money trading, then the IRS wants to know about it. So let's talk about trading crypto and what do we need to know about if we're filing taxes?
Yeah, well, of course, the IRS wants to know if you're making money. And so the important thing to know this year, and there's a new item on the tax forms that you'll be filling out that talks about crypto. And really what they want to know about is, did you make any money on crypto? And so in that case, is did you have like a taxable event? And that happens when you sell it or you exchange it for fiat currencies like dollars, or even if you exchange one cryptocurrency for another, those all constitute a taxable event. But if you only purchased crypto and you didn't sell or trade, that is not considered a taxable event, and you do not have to report that to the IRS.
Okay, that makes sense. And you know, with any kind of tax filings, there's always going to be scams out there. So can you talk about how we can stay safe online this tax season?
Absolutely. And I think, tax season is always one of the first spikes of the year we see in cyber criminal activity. And it doesn't just focus on crypto, but we do see a lot of scams that try to take advantage of your crypto accounts and try to get you to willingly give over your information. The same thing happens with the IRS, and it's kind of one of these things where, if they're reaching out to you, you should be suspicious. But if you're taking the proper path, going to irs.gov and interacting on your behalf, you're much more likely to be safe. And then, of course, I'm going to plug cybersecurity solutions, and having a good endpoint solution like Webroot protects you from malicious websites and scams. So it's also good to lean on technology when it's available.
Yeah, and definitely be aware of who's emailing you and contacting you too. All right, Grayson. Nice to hear from you. Thanks so much.
Happy to be here.